Hi, everyone. Thank you all for joining my Zoom call. And tonight I'm going to be explaining the novel Other Words for Home by Jasmine Warga. So, to begin my explanation, I'm going to start off with my summary. And the novel Other Words for Home by Jasmine Warga follows the journey of Jude, who is a young girl from Syria and relocates to Cincinnati, Ohio as a refugee. The novel is set in contemporary times and captures the tensions and struggles that are faced by those affected by the Syrian civil war. Jude is a bright and observant character who is deeply connected to her home and family in Syria. However, as the political situation in her hometown becomes increasingly dangerous, Jude and her pregnant mother make the difficult decision to move to the United States and leave their father and beloved brother Isa behind. Isa stays to fight for their country and their home. However, in Cincinnati, Jude struggles with the cultural differences and the challenge of adapting to a new environment. She navigates middle school as an outsider and grapples with language barriers, stereotypical assumptions, and the nuances of American culture. Jude's desire is to find a sense of belonging and identity in this new world while staying true to her Syrian roots. She misses her family and homeland and worries consistently about their safety. Jude's journey is marked by her determination and resilience. She aspires to audition for the school play. This is a courageous step that symbolizes her growing confidence and desire to express herself. So, to set up for the passage that I want to read to you guys, it basically goes into identity and labels about Jude. And Jude's realization about not being seen as a girl anymore highlights the loss of innocence and childhood. This demonstrates major life changes, such as immigrating to a new country. This transition shows her going from a familiar lifestyle to a hostile society. And then moving forward, moving to America forces Jude to confront a new set of cultural norms and expectations. Her perception of being labeled reflects her awareness of the cultural differences between her identity at home and how she is perceived in America. Her observation helps her understand societal roles. And then, last but not least, in many societies, children of immigrant backgrounds, especially from regions like the Middle East, are often subjected to stereotypes that can prematurely assign them to adult-like burdens. So on page 93, this demonstrates how people see Jude and how when she was living in Syria, they perceived her as just a girl, but now she is stereotyped as multiple different things. So the passage says here that food is Middle Eastern food, baguettes are French food, pizza is both American and Italian, depending on which restaurant you go to. Every food has a label, it is sorted and assigned. Just like I am no longer a girl. I am a Middle Eastern girl, a Syrian girl, a Muslim girl. Americans love labels. They help them know what to expect. Sometimes, though, I think labels stop them from thinking. So, as you can see, Jude is bothered by the fact that just because of her differences and her not being a part of America, she is bothered. But if you want to see how Jude fights through these typical stereotypes, you will have to check out the book for yourself. Okay. So, my experience with the novel is that after reading the novel, I gained a deeper understanding of the immigrant experience, particularly through the perspective of a young Syrian girl who is navigating a new life in America. Jude's story was touching as it fosters empathy for many immigrants who face similar challenges. Now, I don't have a physical copy of the book, but here is the title of the book. And then just to skim through, these are all the different chapters and how they are all labeled all different things. So, arriving, staying, hoping. And for example, this is what the online version looks like, but the hard copy looks the same as well. So, anyone have any questions to ask me?
I have a question.
Yes, what is your question?
What real world lessons can we learn from this story?
Well, as you see, throughout the novel, Jude does feel like an outsider and that she does not belong. So, this novel can actually teach the readers that one can always get through a hard time. And no matter the circumstances, they know that things will get better at the end if they keep pursuing and what they believe in. And throughout the novel, Jude genuinely believe that, America was going to become home one day. So, yeah,
Wow. Thank you for your insight.
you're welcome. Any other questions?
I have a question next. So, what grade or grades would you recommend this book for?
That is a really good question. I would recommend this novel to middle grades or I would say like her early high school. So probably about grades 6 through 9. Just because it's not a hard read, but I feel as if anything below sixth grade, it would be too complicated. And anything above ninth grade, it would seem quite easy. And I think just because it's about a young Syrian girl about middle school, that would be a good, you know, age preference.
Oh, I see. Makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
Were there any plot twists or surprises that you didn't see coming?
Yes, there actually was. So, for example, on page 256, we actually see Jude considering America home. And in this way, she does it by considering her uncle Mazin's house home. And throughout the novel, we always see Jude trying to battle that her uncle's house is her home or that the United States is her home. She always tries to stay close to her Syrian roots, but I found it interesting how she was finally able to break out of that and realize that home just doesn't consist of where she was born. It consisted of a place that eventually made her feel welcome and safe.
Okay, thanks.
And I think that is all. And I appreciate you all coming and listening to me explain my novel, Other Words for Home by Jasmine Warga. And you all have a great evening.
Stay
Thank you.
blessed.